Memories of failure haunt this industrial wasteland, this labyrinth of perplexing pipeways and sloped speedways is the graveyard of one child's mini excursions into Sonic the Hedgehog 2. My mini excursions, years and years ago, around 2 decades ago, back when I was just a little boy, when gaming as a whole was quite new to me, before an innumerable amount of hours across a wide variety of game genres, before, I can't help but find it humorous looking back on one of the most memorable failures of my before so long after. All things considered, Chemical Plant Zone ain't a bad place to have permanently affixed to my childhood. I don't mind that this is what I lost to, because it's worth getting lost in. The music is fantastic. It's a catchy tune that forces me to sing along and bob my head to the beat. The aesthetic is striking, characterized by industry's lights and machinery's heavy handprint. The level's layout is a joy to explore, a myriad routes to discover, and speed sections so outrageously fast that the game itself starts to tear apart at the seams. But these features alone aren't enough to completely encompass Chemical Plant Zone. We're still missing a key ingredient to round out this recipe, the zone's most notorious feature, a trait I find lovable now, but loathsome back then. Chemical Plant Zone's chemical refuse, the pink water. No matter how thoroughly I toured the level as a child, no matter how many alternative roads I ran down, there was one obstacle, one segment that I could never avoid. Inescapable, inevitable. A segment that forced me to get intimate with that damn drown jingle. But that's just it. Intimate with the drown jingle, not with drowning. Not really. This brief segment here is set up in such a way that you're likely to hear the beginning of the drown jingle, but you're also given ample time to reach the water's surface and hop out. To think this is what once brought me to my knees. The platforming here is incredibly forgiving, especially if taken patiently. The segment merely asks for a combination of slow, simple jumps and waiting. You'd have to fumble hard to miss jumps, and in the distant past, fumble hard I did. A little kid's sheer panic at the prospect of drowning, that mortifying music urging me to get up out the water, or else. Better not miss that jump, or else. For little Chico, that threat was enough to snap his little mind and break his little will. Well, there's the water, time to go play Sonic 3. Well, there's the water, time to go play Sonic 2. What me now knows that me then didn't is that the or else isn't so bad. Even if I did drown, why is that such an issue? What's wrong with dying to the pink water? It's not like I'd be losing much time. This is only the 4th level of the game, at which I'd be losing a single life from my stockpile with every death. If I died here, not much at all is stopping me from immediately trying again, each attempt bolstered by increasing familiarity. But I know, expecting that sort of mentality, that sort of reasoning from a child as young as I was is unreasonable. I didn't care about getting better, I just wanted to win. I didn't know there were things to be gained from losing. I didn't know there were things I gained from just playing. To me then, winning or losing was the be-all end-all. And since losing was so scary, the musical threat of failure so terrifying, I decided to not try. to retire from the race once I reached the hurdle. Because while there might be more out there, there's safety in here. That way of thinking, was that really me? Is that still me? I wish I could witness my younger self playing the game. I wish I could see his tentative, stumbling steps into unfamiliar territory, a way of experiencing the game that is lost to me now. Thoughts so old they're new. I can only imagine all the mistakes I made, mistakes I could so easily avoid today. Or so it would seem, but what about the mistakes that don't involve pressing buttons? The mistakes in mentality. Because in my ancient history, I found something. A cautionary tale penned by my own smaller hand. That my failure to overcome Chemical Plant Zone wasn't due to the obstacle's difficulty, but instead due to the fear of failure itself. Sonic the Hedgehog 2's Chemical Plant Zone will forever remind me of failure, but that failure makes me smile. It's not just the nostalgia from my childhood, it's also a heartening reminder of what it means to be new to something. My past at the chemical plant grants me a greater appreciation of the time spent as a beginner, of the time spent failing at the mundane, because that's when we have so much to learn ahead of us, so much room for growth, so many new exciting things to experience. And that's when we'll stumble over obstacles that we'll laugh at in the future. Examining my bygone struggles against the petrifying pink water reminds me that frustration and failure can actually be kind of fun. To think the pink water was my ultimate foe. Things can really change so much from long ago. Now I'm thinking Sonic 2's just easy though. Wait, where are you taking me? No!